I would never be in all lanes at once.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work that way. And check this out, if I'm driving in my lane and the exit is in my lane, then I could get to my exit. But if I'm trying to drive in every lane at the same time, I might mess around and miss my exit and miss my opportunity because I don't know where to be and where to focus, put my focus at.
What are you doing today that makes you better than the person you were yesterday? That is part of the Ascension brand. That is the motto, the heart of what we stand for. When I pass away, I want people to know. I want people to remember me, not for the time that I've spent on this planet, but for the things that I have done to contribute to society. My mama raised a loser, but I broke the chains. I wasn't made to be a player.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dirty Trunk Podcast with the elephant is always welcome. It is me, your boy Marcus Morton. Always here with me is the Aaron Mack. We are in here for another one. Whew.
What's good, man? What's good? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? What's good with you, Mark?
Not much, man. Doing pretty good. Been doing a lot this week.
Oh,
yeah.
That's good to hear.
With the video game drink and also just like stuff around the house, getting, Courtney straight. She's been, in and out of appointments. Nothing too serious, just really focusing on, not really focusing on her, but like watching her like focus on herself. And she's been having this little issue with like pains here and there or whatever, and she finally just sat down and was like, all right, this isn't really normal. We need to figure this out. I'm gonna set up these appointments, and whatever needs to be done, we're gonna get it done to get it fixed, to get her back to 100%. And that's about it. As you see, my background is still the same, but yours looking a little different over there, man. I was like, where's my man's at? Okay, all right.
Bro, I'm being real, like I'm in somebody's like treehouse somewhere in the mountains right now. Yeah, man. We decided that we was going to go ahead and take a trip out to Shenandoah and chill at Massanutten Resort for the weekend. So we're gonna be here till about Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah, man, it's a beautiful spot out here, bro. Like for everybody to know, I probably told the story before how I like got away and went to the mountains for a weekend just to clear my head, and if you know me, I love the mountains, the scenery, and like I love nature. So like me being up here is just like it's refreshing. It's exhilarating. I just kind of get up here and clear all of my thoughts and just be able to like just lock in and focus. It's me and my girl. We just get to chill out and focus on the next step, man. So yeah.
That is crazy, because that is perfect for this topic. That is amazing. Wow. All right, cool.
We almost died yesterday though, but
what?
I don't even know. Yeah, we was like we went to this trail, man. And Alyssa was feeling ambitious. She was like, okay, let's do it. We didn't see how long the trail was. We just kind of walked into it with on blind faith. There was a waterfall, like an 80-foot waterfall that she wanted to see. That was at the end of it. It was almost by sunset, and I was looking like, I don't know, man. It's kind of tricky situation here. We walked in and started getting darker the deeper we were going, because we was like in a valley. Like the waterfall is like in between two mountains, like at the base of two mountains. So it was like we got all the way down there, and I was like thinking on it. I'm like, yo, we went 7 miles downhill.
Yeah.
We went 7 miles downhill. We ain't got no food. We ain't got no, we ran out of water by the time we got to the bottom of that joint.
Come on.
I was like, yo, and I was thinking to myself, like, yo, this is gonna be
Get a little trip back up.
this is gonna be kind of tricky. And I'm like, I'm not really focused on me, but I don't know if she gonna be good. But yeah, she pushed through it, man. We kind of got a little tired, bro. And I had to ask for the six boy this morning, because I was like, yo, I was dead to the world last night. I didn't get up until about 5:30, bro. I was like, yo, this crazy. So yeah, you text me, I was like, man, shit. Give me a minute, man. Give me a minute. Yeah, it ain't many things that's gonna knock me out to the point where I can't get up on time. But this one here, man, this was a monster.
Oh man, that's great. I mean, those type of trips happen. Gotta always come prepared. You know, sometimes you gotta think of what could go wrong so you can prepare for it. I had a similar story like that. I was out there in Syracuse on the internship. The guy that we was working with, he's a local there or whatnot, so he's like showing us around like these. He took us to this park or whatever. You know, same story. We was at the top of the waterfall, and then they wanted to walk down. Once we got to the bottom, it was getting kind of dark. This part was my fault. Like, we was going through the, little river at the bottom of the waterfall, right? So we get to this one joint where it's like I had got stuck, and I was like, "Hey, yo, like, how deep is this water? Because it's crystal clear, right? But it's like it gave me that feeling that, like, all right, I can see the bottom, but the bottom might be further than what I think is, the bottom.
Oh yeah.
So they just walking across it all fine. There was this one part where you had to kind of leap a good little distance, and I wasn't feeling that. Like, I ain't eat my Wheaties that day, so I was like, yeah, I ain't gonna be able to. It's like we can't go around, so it's like you gotta go through here so we can get through these steps so we can get back up. It's getting dark. And I was like, yo, if I fall, this is a pretty strong current. Like, I don't think we gonna. But luckily we made it. We got to the steps, but we were like, it was a guard rail around the steps or whatever. So the local dude, he was like ex-football player. I didn't know he could like bench, like talking about, because the way we had to get back, they had to like kind of vault over the guard of the steps. And like I said, I ain't eat my Wheaties that day. So home dude, like, he was like, yo, just give me your hand. And I was like, what? He's like, give me your hand. I was like, all right, look, I weigh like 2 something. I don't know if you're gonna be able to pull me over. He was like, all right, whatever. So like I ran, caught his hand. Lo and behold, like I made it over that guard. I was like, all right, you got it. I'll check him off.
Damn. Yeah, man, it's crazy. For anybody out there, man, I advise you to be adventurous.
Oh yeah, it was fun though. It was fun. Scary as hell, but it was fun.
Oh yeah, man. The thought of being like out there with bears and apparently, bro, did you know timber rattlesnakes were a thing?
Timber rattlesnakes?
Yeah.
What is that?
A fucking rattlesnake in the forest. Like, I did not know they had those here, bro.
You just can't catch a break these days. God.
Oh, bro, hell no, bro. I did not know that was a goddamn thing until yesterday.
I thought you was gonna say it's a rattlesnake that likes to like live in trees or something. Timber. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
That is horrible.
a rattlesnake that's anywhere but the desert. Apparently, it still look the same, but it's just is in the woods apparently. But yeah, they got them joints up here, but like in abundance apparently.
Oh,
Yeah, so that's fine. I also got deer just like kind of like casually walking on the sidewalk, which is weird. Like, can you imagine like stepping outside your house and like there's a deer just looking at you like, "What's up?"
mm.
And we were standing on the balcony yesterday, and we looked down. It was like this deer just like looking up at us, like, "Hey, how you doing?" Like, and just kept on doing what he was doing.
Yeah, man, it's beautiful that like we can have places where it's like it's a mixture of like human and kind of animal life. Not really
Yeah,
mixed to the point where they staying with you, but like just to see those, because usually people grow up their entire life haven't seen a deer, bear, uh, all that. Like,
the city
and
folk.
yeah. I was like, that's average living for a country folk.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen one up close, but I've heard like a bear would just come through like our neighbor's yard because they had like a whole garden setup thing.
Oh yeah,
The little grape jank that goes up the little uh
the vine.
yeah, they
Yeah,
had a whole little vineyard set up, but not. But yeah, man. We're gonna get into this
enough.
false and false. What's up?
Yeah, enough talk about vacations. Let's go. I'm ready.
All right. So is it a boss move or false move to be a jack of all trades? So we'll do a little story time of how I came across this. Um, so I was watching a YouTube video the other day. Uh it was kind of I was looking for like cons for game development and something at like a amateur level. But most of them are for like people who are already like established. So I wanted
Yeah.
to get like what is established for a indie game developer. And me personally, I'm a jack of all trade at any job I work at. I try to learn how to, do not as many things as possible to level up, but just be flexible so I won't have to come in and do the same thing each and every day. Because that gets boring.
Right.
But one of the videos I was watching, they were talking about how, it might be exciting, when you doing game development to try to learn bits and pieces here and there, whatever. But they were like, no, they don't need that. When you're working with a team, you don't need to be, a jack of all trades. So try to focus and hone your skills on one thing where it'll be like visual arts, graphics, coding, or something like that. And I was like, yeah, that's crazy because I ain't gonna say I can't do that, but like it.
Like, was that your first time hearing that though?
For video game design, not exactly. Because they were like, just focus on it and become a master at it. And that's what kind of stuck out to me, like being a master at something, or being a professional. Because like you said, what
10,000
10,000
hours.
hours and you're professional. And I was just like, yeah, I need to get started. Like, all right, we're gonna focus on one thing and just knock it out brick by brick. And that's where the whole, focus topic came from. And that's gonna be the end of the story because we still have to answer the question if that's a boss move or false move. What's your takes on that?
So you gotta ask the question again because that was a long story just for anybody who just tuning in.
Facts. Is it a boss move or false move to be a jack of all trades? In that aspect, or just
False.
like false?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
And I'm gonna tell you why in a personal story of mine that that we just recently we just recently kicked into.
Okay.
But I'm gonna let you go ahead first. What were you about to say?
So in that aspect, I do believe it's a false move because you need a foundation, and without a strong foundation, like anything you start, anything you want to pursue is gonna fail because you trying to do each and everything. It's gonna you it's just like stacking a Dollar Tree plate with everything you see instead of focusing on like one meal or one specific food. You're loading your plate, and then eventually it's gonna fall over.
That's a good word right there. It's a good word. It's like you think about it, like for real. When you go to a buffet, right? And buffets got this little thing where they entice you with all the food that's there, right?
Right.
But like your job as somebody who's consuming food is to only get nourishment. Yet you go to a buffet and you and that completely like you completely forget about that. And now all of a sudden your job goes from getting nourishment to getting every piece of food that's on the buffet table. That's a bar there, bro.
Yep. As soon as you walk in, you think it's like, all right, I'm gonna get a little bit of that, get a little bit of that. You already started planning on how you gonna stack this plate and then sit down and eat it. Yeah.
How long you gonna have to sit in between each bite before it digests a little bit? How many times you gotta go to the bathroom to finish it? How much you gotta eat to get your money's worth? Yeah. Bar right there.
Thanks.
But yeah, man. Like for real, like think about this the hell that I've been going through with these books lately, man. Like, bruh, people have been pointing out like weird errors. Like they're not even real errors. Like they just like overlook stuff. Like stuff that happened while I was in the writing process of the book doing NaNoWriMo last year. Like stuff folks point out stuff like that. That stuff like shit that I should have caught already, or stuff that I didn't catch. But look, check this out. Me as the writer shouldn't have been the one trying to catch it in the first place. Just think about that. Like, yo, for real, you spent that long writing the book. You are attached to the book. You are stuck to the story. The story is in your head, the way you see the story, and you think you just about to edit it and it's gonna come out right. Like, I don't necessarily think that's how that's gonna play out for you. That's gonna play out the way you think it is. But like, I'm sitting up here like, and I'm thinking about it, and my goal was to save money because we work a vanilla. We not in the position where we can spend thousands of dollars on a book. I told y'all already, like in this community, paying for an editor means that I'm going to be paying somebody between 7 to 16 cents per word in a book. And if you multiply 16 cents times 50,000 words, like that's a grip, bro.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily have that right now. Like, and my bad. I don't necessarily have that right now. So like what we did was I was like, all right, so I'm gonna write the joint, but then I'm gonna have to turn around and go back and edit it too. And I was like, yo, for real. And after the first book, I was like, yo, we can do this. We may not making a book. The book is legitimate, but at the same time, it still got errors in it, y'all. It still got errors. You know why I got errors in it? Because I'm not an editor. I'm the writer. So for anybody out there who's like trying to get something done, I've highly advised you to figure out how you can, you can dabble into it, but it ain't your job. Just being real.
Okay. Yeah, that's facts. That's real facts. Because I know a lot of times people will get stuck up in the big picture. Instead of focusing on like this little area here, they need to know the starting process, the middle process, and the end process. Mm-hmm. And instead of working with that team, because sometimes we see it at the job. It's a person that'll go above and beyond and try to do, you know, every step, you know, guilty. And won't ask for no help, or, you know, pass it on to the person that needs to be doing it, so, you know, things can flow. And yeah, it burns you out, because you're trying to take on more than you can handle, and then like people look at you and like, yo, like, why are you doing that? Like for what? What are you gonna accomplish?
I can't even imagine how many times I asked you that same question.
We're learning. All right.
Pick a 7-man job and try to do it all by yourself in the matter of 5 minutes.
So yeah. Team. So it boils down to a team. You gotta put faith in like your coworkers, your teammates, your significant other, your partner, because it's the work is impossible to do all by yourself. Yeah, it might get done, you know, eventually, but like it could be a lot faster. It saves you a lot more stress to just, you know, have faith in your team and your partner and your significant other. And I want to touch on the aspect of like when you're focusing on your job and your job alone, it's okay to fail. A lot of times we blow up over, you know, when we fail ourselves, and then when like a teammate fails also. Sometimes we even, you know, hold them to a higher standard when they fail, when, you know, they're just as human as us. Sometimes we hold ourselves to a higher standard when we fail, and we just like completely shut down and whatnot. And I'm just like, yo, it's okay. We are all human beings. We don't know everything. It takes 10 hours of focusing on one thing or doing one thing to become a professional.
10,000.
10,000. What did I say?
10.
10, yeah.
Yeah, that's a work day. You got your mind on the vanilla right now. I need you to back off that. But like for real though, like we can't be so vague with it, because you know, there's people out there who ain't got a team yet. Like for real.
That's true.
You and I are in our professions right now, and we don't have a team. The only person I have right now is Alyssa, and she's so spread out doing a whole bunch of everything that she can't focus on what she's supposed to be doing either. And she can't necessarily figure out what she's supposed to be doing because she's so spread out trying to do each and everything. Right. Like I told her that, you know, you got a degree in business management and marketing. You need to be focusing on that right there. Like, I don't need you to focus on nothing else but that. But at the same time, we ain't got no help on any of these other categories. So to say that she can actually focus on those things. So we need to actually talk to the people who don't have those people in their circle. Because it's one thing to say that, you know, you need to trust your team, but most of the people who listening probably ain't even got a team. So we need to start there.
Okay.
How do we even find those people is the question that most people would ask, honestly.
Find who? Like find somebody that
can find the team.
Find the team?
Yeah, because they just ain't gonna come out the blue. We ain't got no money to pay nobody. So like where do you go from there, right?
So I would say kind of put that as like a hobby. Yes, it's needed, but like networking.
Yep.
That's the main way to find a team. Putting yourself in an environment where you find or are surrounded by like-minded people, like we've said before on many episodes, like finding your habitat or your environment where you thrive and there's people around you that are thriving. that's on the same level, same page as you is
Mm-hmm.
the only way to go. And I would say to find that team, and invest in yourself. You're gonna have to invest in yourself and make a sacrifice. If it's like, taking a class or something, or going to like a conference, webinar, seminar,
Mm-hmm.
anything like that, put yourself in front of that bus and like don't take no for an answer. Um, my my homeboy the other day asked me, he had a question of like, should he spend $100 on this class to start their business or whatever they're trying to do, whatever. And
Mm-hmm.
I was in the hole, so I was thinking, he came to me, he was like, you kind of have that entrepreneur mindset. All our other friends would have been like, yo, $100, that's too much, just go to YouTube or something, Google it, whatever. And I was like, I was in a hole and I was about to say that same thing, but I was like, nah, this ain't this. I'm speaking through the feeling of poorness right now. I was like, that's not
Mm-hmm.
what we're gonna do. That's
Mm-hmm.
fearful. That's fear talking.
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
Mm-hmm.
yo, take the class for real. Even if it's even if like the speaker or whatever is talking about something you already know, uh, you know, get questions from them, ask questions, or better yet, like network, see who else is in that uh that conference that's either on the same level as you or going through, something similar, that's trying to get like the smallest thing would help. Like just talking to people, be like, hey, my name is such and such, this is what I'm trying to do.
Right.
Uh
Right.
getting their stories, their failure stories, getting
Mm-hmm.
all of that is something that could help you in the long run, that will help you in the
Yeah.
long run. So I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely take that class.
And like I don't know if anybody like remembers this story, like because we told it so long ago
Mm-hmm.
on like a previous episode, but like when me and Marcus started this podcast, it was through networking.
Mm.
We had the same group of friends,
Yeah.
we had the same interests, and it started off with five of us saying, yeah, we need to start a podcast.
Mm.
And me and Mark just kind of like, I talked to him and he was like, yeah, I always wanted to do a podcast. And I was like, yeah, I did a podcast before. He was like, you did? And I was like, yeah, I did a podcast. I did record it with my phone. He was like, yeah, I wonder how you do that when, and he
Mm.
asked a bunch of questions about, how it could be done, like what kind of equipment you needed. I was like, bro, I got half of the equipment at the house, but I already know what we need. And he was like, all right, bet, let's do it.
Right.
And I was like, all right, cool. And next thing I know, my man was going half with me on studio equipment. I was like, all right, I guess we in here.
Yes, sir.
So I mean, it was all through networking that we came together and it started doing this podcast. And folks don't understand, like, look, you gotta put yourself out there. You gotta be vulnerable and tell people that you need help. You gotta ask people for what you need. And it was something that Marcus, Herb, and Alex, they all, and even Alyssa told me, like, look, you need to ask for people what you need. You need to ask for it. Like, it's not going to just come to you just by osmosis, just because you're thinking about it. I know you believe in this law of attraction thing where you say you want something and it's just gonna come to you, but you still have to ask for it. So yeah, like you can't just keep your mouth closed when it comes to this, man.
Yeah. So I want to say, because I want to kind of draw it back to like the, I'm not gonna say like the focusing part, but like you have to know yourself.
Yeah.
You have to be comfortable with yourself. Like I said before, we get so hung up over that first hour. We're trying to focus on whatever we're working on, our goals, our dreams, our networking, and it completely falls through.
Yeah.
That first class we go through, it seems like, you know, you're the black sheep. No one wants to talk to you. All right, cool. That's okay.
Oh, yeah. That new group that you hop in on Facebook with the same interest, and everybody look like you post a question and everybody just scroll past that joint. Yeah.
It might take some time, like, but fall in love with that process. Like, you know,
Yeah.
dive straight in it and don't worry about that first hour. Like,
Yeah.
there's a bunch of people on this earth. Somebody is gonna have the same interest as you. They're gonna be wanting to work with you. There are a lot of people out here that just want to help. They see a need of, like, a lack of information somewhere, or a lack of people teaching how to do this a certain way. And there's people out there that just want to give that information for free so people can come up. Yeah, they have to make a living, so some of them do charge. Kind of be careful with that, because some of them, you know, they in it for the money. They ain't really in it for the right reasons. But like, there are good people out there that are just like, you know, I made it.
Game no game though. So I don't. Yeah. So you'll be able to spot it when it comes to that.
Thanks. There's a lot of people out there that just want to give back and give the information that they didn't have at a very easy access, and they want to make it easy access so people can come up with them. And those people are, you know, freaking blessings. Shout out to those people. We're trying to get to a level where we can be those people. So please listen to the Dirty Trunk podcast, like and follow. This isn't the end, but yeah, man, like, it's an amazing thing. But like, in that process, try to focus on yourself. Like I said, like, you have to get to 100% to where you can learn and teach others. Like, when you're in a team, when you finally find your team, you're gonna have to either lead it or be a team player, so you can, you know, follow along with them, be on that same level, that same mindset with them.
Yeah. Well, one of my biggest challenges when it came to my writing career, bro, because I was like, you know, like, I talked to you about it, where I said I wanted to get back into doing art. And my biggest challenge was that, like, I was focusing on way too many parts and way too many aspects. And we kind of went through this also with the, like, when the Absurdities show started. And I was like trying to figure out how I was supposed to maintain all this time while still trying to write and publish 3 books this year. And I was like, yo, what kind of hole did I just back myself into, bro? Like, I feel like I'm in a cave and like I'm fighting like T-Rexes, like trying to come out this joint. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? What did I get myself into? So I'm like sitting up here trying to write books. I'm trying to edit books. I'm trying to edit podcasts, 2 podcasts at once. And I'm trying to draw at the same time. I'm like, yo, what do you think you're about to get accomplished by doing that? You're just about to do a whole bunch of nothing and just like, and go nowhere fast, man. And like, if y'all think that is a joke, right? Here's something that I want to give to you. Like, here's an example, right? If you got a company, like, say you need a tree removed from your yard, and there's 2 companies. Company A does windows, siding, roofs. They can cut your grass. They can clean your gutters. They can paint your house. They can fix your plumbing. They can put drywall up. They can do all this stuff, but at the end, they say, and they cut trees. Meanwhile, company B, they can cut your grass, but they specialize in tree removal and stump removal. Who are you calling?
Specialist.
Exactly. I'm calling the specialist, bro. I'm not about to call nobody who about to mess around and come in and be like, all right, yeah, so you know, we gonna cut down your tree, but we ain't gonna do it. We're gonna do it a half-ass job because we don't specialize in that. That's not what we specialize in. We specialize in construction. We build stuff. We don't take stuff down. So we just do it because we got the tools to do so. But that don't necessarily mean that we specialize in it. But the company that specializes in it, they come through with the boom. They getting all up in that joint. They lifting it all up to the top. They cutting it down. They got the pole saws. They got the wood chipper. And then when they cut the tree down, they got the grinder that's going to go down into the soil and cut the root and cut the stump out completely. Like, that's the people that you want to call. Like, if I want a sweet car, I don't call it a Huffy. I don't call Huffy because they don't know what the hell car. They don't know how to make a car for real. And we talked about it like Elon Musk. Like I said, I don't know if Elon Musk know how to build a Tesla. I don't know if I personally do not know if Elon Musk know how to make a Tesla. But my man is making billions and billions and billions of dollars off Tesla right now.
Thanks.
Why? Because he's a visionary. And he also used the same philosophy as Henry Ford, who was, if you guys don't know, is the visionary behind Ford Motor Company. My man did not know how to engineer a car. He said verbatim that I personally do not know how to do that, but I am going to hire people who can. What am I trying to tell you? What I'm trying to tell you is that if you are the visionary, if you have the vision, it makes no difference if you know how to do it or not. Look, for real, and one of the best things that I heard was, bruh, if you writing a book, AJ McMullen, it does not have to be a perfect book. The only thing you got to do is write the manuscript. There are people who can be in place, who can fix that thing up to make it a selling product. You don't need to make it a selling product. And that's one thing that people get so caught up on. They're like, yo, this is my baby. This is mine. I don't want to share the credit with that. Bro, for real. Like, I got how many books is in my book list right now that needs to be written?
Too many. I want to say it's close to almost 100. I want to say 90, 97.
Yeah. We at 98 right now, bro.
98.
We sitting at 98 right now. And I told y'all, for real, like, I don't even know personally if I'm going to be the one writing those stories. And I'm perfectly fine with that. Like, I could care less if I'm the one writing them. I just want them to be told. But the thing is, you had to separate yourself from that ego and that mentality of, I don't want nobody else to touch this. Because the moment that you feel like you don't want nobody else to touch it is the moment that you try to do every job that needs to be done to complete your vision. And the moment that you step away from your gift to try to complete somebody else's job is the moment is every inch of that is going to take away from the vision that you are trying to create, because you ain't gonna have no time to create the vision yourself.
Thanks.
You just gonna be stuck trying to do everybody else's job. Like, Mark, I hate to put you on spot like this, but this is about our vanilla. There was a situation where and we kind of hit on it early in the episode, but it was a situation where it was a time crunch. There were multiple people around, and Mark decided he was, I don't want to ask for help. I can get it done better by myself. It was literally a 7-person job. There were 7 people there that could help, and Mark decided that he was going to do it on his own.
I'm guilty. Yes, I know.
But that's when, that's a point that I'm trying to make is like, the moment that you spread away, and I'm gonna tell y'all, like, for real, Marcus is in a position where he can just tell people what to do. He just don't. He just don't. So, like, for real, y'all got to get to this point where you understand that you are the visionary. If there's something that you want to do, then you need to do it. But if there's something that needs to be done in collateral to you, granted, I'm not telling you that you will never have to do it. I'm not saying that by any means. And in real estate, they tell you, like, yo, you got to pick a niche. And you got to learn everything that you're supposed to be doing on the legal side. You got to learn that. Insurance, you had to learn that. You had to learn how to construct stuff on your own. You're going to have to get in there and get your hands dirty and learn how to turn a wrench and fix a pipe. You're going to have to learn how to put the drywall up. You're going to have to learn how to fix the lights. You're going to have to learn how to do the roof. You got to learn how to do all that stuff. But at the same time, you're not learning it so you can do it. You're learning it so you can understand it. Ooh. Because the last thing you want to do is get somebody to do the stuff that you can't do and get ripped off because you don't understand how it goes. So yeah, you're going to have to learn how to do it. That by all means, you're going to learn how to do it. But you don't have to learn how to be a master at it. You can't be a master at somebody else's job and your job at the same time. Right. You don't have two brains. You only got one.
Yeah, so that right there brings me to the full phrase of like being a jack of all trades. The full phrase go a jack of all trades is a master of none, but oftentimes better than the master of one. So yeah, it's okay. We're not saying it's not okay to be a jack of all trades. In some cases, you will have to, just like, Aaron explained, sometimes you need to learn a lot of things so you can understand how the entire process works. Mm-hmm. Like with our vanilla, I know a lot of things. Am I like super good at them or a master at them? Can I do them, as efficiently as some other people? Not really, no. But knowing all those steps, I have a better understanding of like what's going on in certain situations when it's crunch time, why things are getting there late, why we have to take this extra step to kind of cover the slack of other departments on why things, get to us late.
I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about that.
But like I said, it's needed. Sometimes you need to, dabble in a little thing so you can understand and be better, I guess, acquainted with whatever you're focusing on solely, whatever you're trying to be a master at. Because if you're trying to, cook, be a master chef, you're gonna have to at least know a little bit something of like how the oven works. If something breaks on the oven, if it's getting too hot, if the food is coming out, tasting a certain way, maybe you get, drop something in the oven and it's just sitting there burning. So that's why the food is tasting a little bit smoky in the bad way, not the good way. So yeah. In that instance, yes, be able to be flexible to, learn that stuff. Yeah. Other than that, that's all I got, man.
Yeah, man. It's like that phrase, man. It pissed me off, man, because like it's like a Bible verse, man. Everybody, they talk about what they're comfortable with, and they forget the rest. Yeah. And they forget the rest. Yeah. So like jack of all trades in our community has been made into a good thing. Like people say, I'm a jack of all trades. I heard somebody say it and they was like proud of it. I'm a jack of all trades. I'm like, yeah, but do you know the rest of that? And my man kind of looked at me funny, like, what do you mean? And I was like, yeah, jack of all trades is a master of none. And he kind of looked at me like, oh, I can do this, I can do that. I'm like, yeah, I feel you, but if I need a professional at it, I'm not calling you. I was just being real with him. Like, if I need a professional, bro, I'm not calling you. I'm calling the professional. I'm calling the master at that one thing. Like, for real. Excuse me. People get so hung up on trying to learn how to do everything, but we talk about the poor man mindset, and that's the only thing. That's the only reason why they're doing it, because they don't want to. They either don't want to pay nobody else to get involved, or they don't want to have to split the profits or whatever. But they just want to figure out how to do it on their own. And I'm kind of guilty of that, because when it comes to the whole car audio thing, man, window tinting and stuff like that, like tricking out cars in general. Like I kind of got into the same mode where I was like, all right, look, I'm gonna learn how to do it myself, so I don't have to pay nobody. So then I ended up at a point where I was just spending a whole bunch of time that I didn't have trying to do it myself when I could have just paid somebody to do it. Like I spent more money trying to learn how to do the things that I was trying to save money on, where I could just go ahead and pay somebody to do it. Like, it really do not make sense. Y'all had to get out of the mindset of me. Like the world ain't just filled with you.
Yeah.
Like it's great that you want to do those things. It's great that you got ambition. It's great that you want to figure out how to do certain things. I get that, but bro, make it a hobby. Don't let that be your business. Don't go into business with the mindset of let me learn everything and do everything on my own, bro. That's the first way to fail. You can't do it on your own. When Mark went and got and made that call to and might I add, Mark, you disobeyed orders, but we ain't gonna get into that. When I told Mark to go ahead, you can't do it on your own, bro. Go ahead and recruit the people that's around you. And Mark, we did make it. You decided to do it on your own and we didn't make it, bro. You can't be in 4 places at one time. And I'm not trying to beat Mark over the head because of that, but it's just a prime example of what we mean by a master at one is in the position to do everything that he said that he's going to do and can complete it with little to no effort. A master at many doesn't know where to be. He don't know where to be. He don't know if he need to go here. He don't know if he need to go there. He don't know if he need to go backwards or go forwards. He don't know where to be. He can't figure it out because he's a master at so many things. And granted, you will never become a master at more than one thing. I promise you, like for real. You looking at people like, The Rock, who started off in wrestling, and then he made his mark on wrestling, and then he went to movies, and then he went to, being an entrepreneur. Like, you looking at people like that, and you getting delusional. You looking at people like John Cena. You looking at people like Tyrese, who, people like Jamie Foxx, who started off in one genre and went to another. Like, no, you not them. You ain't made it nowhere yet. Like, if I'm successful at my job, right? And here's something that I need y'all to understand. If I'm successful at my job and I put all of my efforts into my job, I stay late for my job, I go extra days to my job, I spend all this time at my job, when do I give that opportunity to become better at writing? And that's how most of y'all live y'all lives. And I need you to come to a point where you say, this is my lane, and I'm going to stay in my lane. I'm driving in one car. I can't be in all lanes at once. I can't. It's just, I would never be in all lanes at once. Yeah. It just doesn't work that way. And check this out. If I'm driving in my lane and the exit is in my lane, then I could get to my exit. But if I'm trying to drive in every lane at the same time, I might mess around and miss my exit and miss my opportunity because I don't know where to be and where to put my focus at. So I need y'all to understand that, man. If you don't leave this episode with nothing else, and and once again, this is not theory. This is not theory. This is like realistic, real life. Like I just learned that lesson. Like no, I didn't just learn it, but it beat me over the head, man. It really did, because I'm like, yo, master of none. You'll be a master of none. Focus on your writing, Matt. Focus on your writing, because if you don't, man, you're gonna mess up. You gotta recover. Like the brand cannot go down like that, man. And granted, you do have books from big publishing houses that come back with errors. Like it happens. It happens. Like somebody told me recently, I had to reach out to Mary Tarani, who yeah, well, one of my author friends, man, and she said, man, like I read Twilight and I wanted to go through it with a red pen. Like I was like, oh God. So she was like, yeah, just don't be upset about it. Just learn from what you can, go back and fix it and re-upload it. It's not that deep. Like I was like, all right, cool. All right. So you know, second chances are everything, but first impressions mean more than anything, man. So if you come across as somebody who just do half-ass work because you try to be a master at everything, man, you'll never work in your life, man.
And like that could be applied to so many things. Focusing on it's just like driving a car, focusing on your lane. And relationships. You shouldn't be in each lane. You shouldn't be in, every other person that relationship. You need to be, entwined and focused in your own. For the people that are like trying to start a business, when you do have those partners, focus on your strong suits, what you're strong at. And then when your other teammate is focusing on what they're strong in, what they're strong at, once everything comes together, it's you producing like this great product, this great baby, this whatever. 'Cause we say it all the time, like y'all got to get off your island. Be comfortable with reaching out. You good?
Yeah, I'm just looking at the view, man. Just looking at the view, bro. My bad.
You gonna need help. Like I said, no, you gotta get off your island. And be comfortable with asking for help. We've struggled with that. I've struggled with that. It's common. But it's just something we haven't really done. We haven't practiced. We're learning as we go to reach out for help, for greater assistance with like the people we're meeting. We're networking at like I network with somebody at work that I didn't even know is like very close to doing what I'm doing. But we're gonna talk about that afterward. I mean after. Yeah. But yes, like network people, it's something great. It gets shit done. And then once you build like that foundation, once you've focused on one thing and become a master at it, like no one can call you out on your shit. Like once you become a master, no one can shake up your whatever, whether it be your relationship, your whatever you're doing in your job. No one can come through and threaten that.
Ooh. Yes.
That's all I can.
Oh man, that's the bar there. That's a bar. I'm just in case y'all missed that, I want to repeat that. Like, if you are a master in your field, no one can take you off your throne. Mark. Ooh, Mark.
I won't even think it like that, but yeah.
Come on, man. No one can take you off your throne if you're a master at what you do, bro.
Thanks.
And what time is it, man?
7.
But yeah, oh yeah, excuse me. So if we leave y'all with anything, man, just leave you with this. Henry Ford was able to build a multi-billion-dollar motor company just because he asked for what he needed. He didn't know how to do it. He wasn't concerned with how to do it. And like if you read the books, like the book by Andrew Carnegie, I can't think of what book it is right now. I think it was wait, that's John C. Maxwell, but never mind. The Andrew Carnegie book, man. My man said that Henry Ford just walked into a room of engineers and was like, give me a 6-cylinder engine. Make me a 6-cylinder engine.
Mm-hmm.
And the guys were just like, it can't be done. He was like, yes, it can. It can't be done. Yes, it can. It can't be done. We've never done that before. And he said, just because you've never done it before doesn't mean that it can't be done. Get it done. He said, I don't care how you do it. I don't care when you do it. Just do it.
Mm.
And they did it.
Thanks.
And not only did they do it, but now there's 12-cylinder engines, bro.
Yep.
Like they did it, and they did it at a high level, and made Ford Motor Company billions of dollars over the year, because one man decided that, you know, I was going to do my job and be the visionary. That's all I was supposed to do. That's all I was supposed to do, was be the visionary. That's it. You out here trying to make music, but you trying to be the producer. You trying to be the studio engineer. You trying to be the marketer. You trying to be your own hype man. You trying to do your own street work, man. You can't do that. You ain't got time to do none of that, bro. Like the greatest, like you think about it, bro. You look at them, you look at celebrities, and you like, yo, for real. Like if I had the people that they had, if I had the people that they had behind me, bro, I'd be doing it too. But you gotta understand, that's how they got there. Right. They didn't get there because they trying to do what you do. They got there because they did what they did. I ain't never in my life, bro, like for real. E.T. said that when I go somewhere and I go speak, I get there, I speak, I do my engagement, and I go. And I go. He said, I'm not there doing the marketing. I'm not there trying, like, holding cameras, trying to record stuff. I ain't doing no mic stuff. He was like, I don't even know how to work a mixer. I don't know how to do none of that. But I get there, I got a team of people that worry about production. I got a team of people to capture it. And I got a man on the ground that's able to go out there shaking hands and introducing himself as my manager and get stuff done. And he said, I go back home to my wife. Boss move, bruh. Boss move. Like, for real. Beyonce did a Super Bowl. Beyonce did a Super Bowl. And I don't know if she ain't had like a babysitter that year or whatever. But you know, she took her daughter with her, bruh. Beyonce just walked up in the joint. She did what she did. She sung in the halftime show, and she left. She went home, bruh. She ain't out there trying to mic herself up. She ain't out there trying to network with people, bruh. You already know who she is. She got a whole team of people to do that.
Thanks.
Bruh, for real. I asked y'all fan this club. Like in the fan club. And the fan club, they got you. Got the fans, bruh. For real. Like, and I asked you, like, yo, for real, will you whatever makes you money in your gig, right? Whatever makes you money in whatever you do, when you go do it, how much of you do you got to give in order to get it done? I'm just asking, bro. I'm just asking, because when I went to go sell books at the last trade show I was able to stand at the table and still get networking done because Alyssa was out there on the floor shaking hands and introducing herself, bro. If I was out there, if I was the one doing that, I don't know if I would have been at that table to sell those books, bro. Because right. I promise you, the dude next to me, though he was watching my table, he ain't necessarily about to sell that book like I'm gonna sell that book. That's my vision. That's my vision. That's what I put on my back. That's what I wrote. I put blood, sweat, and tears into that. So I gotta take pride in that. You can't give nobody else pride in what you do. You gotta take pride in what you do and let them have pride in what they do. And if y'all come together and make the same vision and make the same conglomerate vision based off of what you two put together, then that is the only way that you're going to succeed. But you can't make yours, build theirs, and then put those together because you don't even know how to make those things work because that ain't your lane. So get around some people who can share the same vision. Get around some people, and no, you ain't gonna be able to pay nobody from the beginning. That's like, let's get off that. And some of y'all listening to this like, yo, I ain't got no money. I can't pay nobody to do it, bro. I don't pay Marcus.
No.
I don't pay Marcus. It'll probably be years before I'm able to pay my man something. But for real, like we came together because we got a vision. Mm-hmm. We are visionaries. Visionaries. We were able to put together a vision and make it look good and make it so big. And now it is bigger than either of us can even imagine. Right. And it's making way for us to do amazing things in our lives, and not even just our professional lives, but in our relationships and everything, man. It's putting us in position to even meet people that we couldn't meet if we hadn't met each other. I'm gonna need y'all to get off your high horse, man, and stop trying to be everything and just be the one thing. That's all you gotta be, is the one thing. That's it. You ain't gotta be nothing else but the one thing. That's it. You ain't gotta be the next person. You're gonna have to understand what they do, but you don't have to master what they do. All you had to do is what you do. Just your thing. Just do your thing. That's it. That's all you gotta do. We can end it on that one, bro.
All righty. Oh man. So if you're listening, like seriously, focus on yourself, focus on your craft, become a master at it, and don't settle for anything less.
Nothing.
This has been the Dirty Trunk Podcast, where the elephant is always welcome. Like, follow. We do this for y'all. We do this for y'all.
Yeah. So this episode of the Dirty Trunk Podcast has been brought to you by Guardian of the Pacific.
Hey.
The new book by AJ McMullen that dropped on September the 4th. If you guys want 50% off of that, feel free to go ahead and purchase the Gem State Siege Book 1 of the World's End series and get you a 50% off code that's in the back of that book. Otherwise, man, it's going to be a good rest of the year. We got 4 more shows to do this year, and we definitely going to be booming online, so you guys be sure to look out for that. The Dirty Trunk Podcast can be found on Facebook and on IG, as well as Twitter and YouTube. Check us out on YouTube. If you're listening to this on Anchor or Spotify or wherever you listen to podcasts, you can catch the video format on YouTube as well. We release videos every Thursday, release audio every Tuesday morning at 3 a.m. so you guys can catch us every single week. With that being said, we are going to go ahead and get out of here, folks. Got a long day ahead of me. Got a cavern to go visit. Hey. So, it's about to be fun and very cold. But my name is AJ McMullen. That is Marcus Morton.
Hey.
This has been the Dirty Trunk Podcast. We'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Love y'all. See y'all next week.